Alright, we are back for match 3 of this league with Punishing Maverick. We lost the two first matches, one to Sneak and Show after winning game 1, and one to Burn. Hopefully we can turn it around here. Alright, we are on the draw. This hand is a mulligan, no lands. I think I can keep this. And I'll put that on top. Now we've got Punishing Fire and Grove of the Burn Willows. Turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. Oh god. Is it another burn deck? It is another burn deck. Alright. Not really a favorable matchup for us. I'm going to go ahead and play Deathrite Shaman here. Probably better to play it off of the Grove now that I've thought about it for a second. Because then we save a point of life. We'll see what he points this Rift Bolt at. Alright, he points it at me. Lava Spike. Okay, Scrubland. What is the best thing to do from this position? Burn is always a tough matchup. Of course, he did mulligan, so he only has 2 cards left in hand. I think the best bet might be to play out Scrubland, play one more Deathrite Shaman, and then we can leave up Deathrite Shaman, Scrubland to exile one of his cards out of his graveyard. Hopefully he'll run out of gas and we can land a Stoneforge Mystic or a Jite Batterskull and start gaining some life. Well, we're at 9. He has 2 cards in hand. We'll see what his draws are. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and exile some cards here, start clocking him a little bit. Birds of Paradise. I don't really feel like committing any more lands to the board, because Price of Progress will hurt, especially. Then again, I can't really tap my Horizon Canopy many more times. I think I'll start by drawing a card with Horizon Canopy. Try and see if we can draw into a Stoneforge or something along those lines. Alright. We drew Scribranger. Guess I'll play out my Grove of the Burn Willows. Play Birds of Paradise. And I think I'll swing with both Deathrite Shamans. Ooh, main deck Searing Blood. That's painful. Well, at least now there's a creature in my graveyard to exile with my Deathrite Shaman. I think what I'll do is play a Scribranger. And then I will just leave up Grove of the Burn Willows and Deathrite Shaman. I can't really play around 2 lightning bolts here, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. Alright. Gaddock Teague. That's a fine draw, I think. We can turn off Fire Blast by playing it, so I think I'm going to do that, and also increase our clock a little bit. We'll see if he Fire Blasts us in response. Alright, he does. Of course, now I have some lands to exile the Deathrite Shaman to continue draining his life total. There's no creatures in the graveyard, so I can't gain any life. Stoneforge Mystic. That's a great draw. guess I'll get the GT. And, we're dead to a price of progress here either way, so I'm going to play out this other Grove of the Burn Willows. This might be a mistake because now there's a chance I might not have enough mana to both play and equip the GT next turn. But we drew a land, so we don't have to worry about that. I think I'm going to equip this to the Stoneforge Mystic. Flame Rift. We will gain 2 life. That's fine. Can't Fire Blast us because of Gaddock Teague, so I think we might have this game locked up. Alright, we did it. We could beat Burn when they mulligan to 5 mana. That's good to know. Mulligan to 5 cards, I mean. Alright, so we're going to board in our Thalias. We could also possibly board in our Canonists. I don't really think we need these Punishing Fires. Trying to figure out which of these other cards we might need. I think it might be justifiable to board out our last Punishing Fire and a Gaddock Teague for 2 other Sworn Canonists, but I don't know, maybe the Teague is actually pretty good at, to turn off Fire Blast in those critical last turns of the game. Like, we died to Fire Blast in the previous match. I think this is probably fine. We might want to try and contain his creatures a little better, so I think I might board out a Scrib Ranger for a second Punishing Fire. And, let's see, Knight is actually a little bit slow, so I'm going to board one of those out for another Punishing Fire, and I think I'll submit that. I'm going to try and play more carefully and not make as many mistakes because last match I played out Knight as a 3-3 and it was a bad play. I had the option to play it out as a 4-4. I'm going to keep this hand. We've got a basic land to play around Price of Progress a little better. We've got a Riftbolt. I think I'm going to lead on Birds of Paradise here, so that if he bolts it, I'd actually kind of rather have Noble Hierarch later on than a Birds of Paradise because of the Exalted. Alright, he's going straight after me. Searing Blood. Alright. I think I'm just going to play Stoneforge Mystic here. The question is, do I fetch Batterskull or Umezawa's GT? If he has a removal spell for the Stoneforge Mystic, then it's going to take 2 more turns and he has to not kill my Noble Hierarch for me to be able to play out a Batterskull. The GT, on the other hand, I could play out next turn in addition to the Hierarch, then I could equip it to the Hierarch the following turn. I think I'm going to get the GT. Because I think the chances are pretty low that he does not have a removal spell for the Stoneforge Mystic. He might not even need to use his removal spells on Stoneforge Mystic. He might just go ahead and burn me out here. Ooh, that's a great draw. We just drew our Batterskull naturally. Since we drew Batterskull naturally, I think I'm just going to... I'm just going to pass the turn, actually. We'll see what he does. Searing Blood. Well, now we just kind of have to hope our batter skull survives and we can gain some life. If so, it's going to be pretty hard for him to win. Now that we've gained some life, I actually feel a little more comfortable playing out the Noble Hierarch. We could also play the Knight, but Knight's only a 2-2. Probably could have played out the Noble Hierarch before combat to gain one more life. I think the right call might be to play Verdant Catacombs and then Noble Hierarch. Yeah, we probably should have played it pre-combat. This way we can maybe play the Knight if we feel like we're at a high enough life total. I'm fine with him playing an Eidolon here. 2 Eidolons, okay. Well, because of my Exalted, Batterskull will still gain a lot of life. He has 0 cards in hand. I think I feel fine with both playing and equipping my Jite to the Batterskull. Oh. We did take quite a bit of damage there, but now we get to gain a good bit of life. We get to gain 9 life total this turn. Yeah, this game is just going to be very hard for him to win. He can't attack. If he Price of progresses, I only take 4. He could draw a Smash to Smithereens, that would be pretty bad. However, okay, Fire Blast. The best thing for me to do here is probably going to be to play Taiga and equip my Batterskull to my Noble Hierarch. Equip the Jite to the Hierarch. Swing with the Hierarch. We're at 17 life now. Alright, we won the match. So that's how you beat Burn. First game, they mold a 5, and the second game you just naturally draw a Batterskull, and they don't have any removal for your Stoneforge Mystic, or they try to play it too late. I'll see you guys for match 4.